Hi, Aisha, can you hear me?
Rohan.
Am I audible, Aisha?
Yes, yes, you are. Am I?
Yes. Great. So, thank you everybody for joining. I'll start off with a small introductory video, and then we'll go ahead with the session. Is that fine? Aisha, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, sure, 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 Rohan. We can
Yeah.
start.
Okay. I don't see your videos, but anyway, on that.
हे दोस्तों, वेलकम टू अपना कम्युनिटी। ये वो जगह है जहां आप अपने असली पोटेंशियल को एक्सप्लोर कर सकते हैं। देखो,
Guys, I request you to please go on mute, please.
सबके पास स्किल्स होते हैं, पर क्या आपके अंदर वो स्पार्क है जो आपको कामयाबी की ऊंचाइयों तक ले जा सकता है? अगर आप सोच रहे हैं जॉब चेंज करने के लिए, लेकिन रेज्यूमे सेलेक्ट नहीं हो रहा, या फिर इंग्लिश में इंटरव्यू देना थोड़ा चैलेंजिंग लग रहा है, तो फिक्र मत कीजिए। यहाँ हम हैं आपके साथ, आपको सपोर्ट करने के लिए। अपना कम्युनिटी में आपको मिलेगी बेहतरीन कम्युनिटीज, जहां आप अपने प्रोफेशनल स्किल्स को सुधार सकते हैं। चाहे आप एक्सेल, टैली, जीएसटी में माहिर बनना चाहें, या फिर आप खुद एक ब्यूटिशियन या डिजाइनर हैं, तो यहाँ आप अपने काम को शोकेस करके दूसरों को टिप्स एंड ट्रिक्स देते हुए आगे बढ़ सकते हैं। अपना कम्युनिटी में आपको मिलेगा मेंटर्स का एक खजाना और बड़े इन्फ्लुएंसर्स का साथ, जो आपको हर कदम पर वन टू वन गाइड करेंगे। यहाँ आप ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं अपने फील्ड या इंडस्ट्री स्पेसिफिक ग्रुप्स, जहां आपको ऐसे कई लोग मिलेंगे जिनसे सीख के आप वो गलती ना करें जो वो कर चुके हैं। ऐसे लोगों की जिन्होंने स्टार्ट किया था एज एग्जीक्यूटिव्स एंड आर नाउ सक्सेसफुल मैनेजर्स इन देयर डोमेन्स, जो आपको आगे बढ़ाने में मदद करेगा। यहाँ आपको मिलेगा वो सही डायरेक्शन जो आपकी करियर को नेक्स्ट लेवल ले जाएगा। तो लेट्स अनलॉक योर पोटेंशियल टुगेदर। अपना कम्युनिटी में ज्वाइन करें और अपने सपनों की ऊंचाइयों तक पहुंचने का सफर शुरू करें।
Awesome. So, thank you so much, Aisha. Thank you everyone for joining the session today. And we've just had an introduction to what we are doing. My name is Rohan. I'm from the QFUS Technologies Private Limited, one of the co-founders of QFUS. Basically, QFUS is a mentorship aggregator platform where we have mentors on board for various requirements, and similar requirement is being requested by Apna. So we are currently mentorship partners for Apna Exclusives, which we've been doing for a while now. Apna Exclusives happen every day at 7 p.m. in the evening on weekdays, and weekends at 3 p.m. And basically, the session is to help help freshers ideate and improvise in their career and upgrade their career. And it's happening across various domains, various topics, be it as simple as spoken English, or it can be as technical as a generative AI or a product development. And today we have Ayushya with us, who's a senior product developer at Tech Mahindra. And today's topic is very interesting, introduction to Metaverse, where we'll be learning about the fundamentals and the technologies that goes into being a Metaverse. So without much overdue, Ayushya, I'll hand it over to you. We will take up questions on the chat box. And in case if you have any questions in between the session, please feel free to unmute yourself and take up the questions, and that should always be fun. Let's try to have a more interactive session. Thank you, Aisha. Thank you, team. And Aisha, you can go ahead from here. It's all yours.
Awesome.
Aisha, your network is weak, I guess.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, yeah,
So, hi everyone.
yeah.
My name is Ayush Rao.
Aisha, can you hear us? Are you online? Your voice and screen is not visible.
पहले कचरो पाणी कसे लाडी बुवा जाता था माए
Guys, really sorry. Just give us 2 minutes. We'll be back with the session. I think the mentor is having some kind of a internet glitch. Just give us 2 minutes. Aisha, we can't hear you. You're on mute. We're not able to hear you. Aisha, can you hear us? Aisha, I would really appreciate if you could reply at least. You're on mute. Can you hear us? It's fine if you can keep the video off and conduct the session, but really appreciate if you can reply something. Guys, I really understand that we are not able to hear any voice or screen is visible. Just give us a couple of minutes. Really, really sorry for this glitch. We are just hoping that the mentor will be able to join and give us the session. Just give us 1 minute, please. The session will start shortly within a couple of minutes. Thanks.
Hello.
Okay. Hi everyone, and thank you for waiting. I hope I'm audible, Rohan.
Yeah, you're audible.
Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone, for waiting. I had an connectivity issue. So, before we go ahead with the session, I'll just give a brief introduction about myself. So, my name is Ayush, everyone, and I am a senior product developer working at Tech Mahindra. And I have been working in the field of metaverse for close to 5 years now. So, I graduated from Manipal, and then I slowly started working in a few startups, worked with like some international clients, and now finally I work at Tech Mahindra. So currently, I am helping the team of Cisco in actually developing products which are based on AI and mixed reality. So, what I'm aiming from this particular talk session is that I'll give you a brief introduction about what Metaverse is. And it's a new technology. I mean, it's quite old if you think about it like that, but it's still new and it's nascent in its nascent stage. So, it's still evolving. It's something that is still evolving, and things are changing very rapidly over here. So, what I'll do is I'll just give you a brief introduction of what basically virtual reality, metaverse, AR, and MRR. What are these terms? Okay, and how you can, if you want to delve into it, and if it interests you, how you can probably delve into it. Okay, so in this session, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Please feel free to question. Please also feel free to take notes and maybe also replicate. Okay, so this tool or metaverse is actually available for everyone. You don't have to necessarily, like be a technically skilled person. It's for everyone, and everyone can access it. It's going to be a reality very soon. It's the way we are going to interact. So without any further ado, I'll just share my screen. Uh, Rohan, can you enable sharing for me?
Sneha, can you make him co-host, please?
Sorry, I didn't get you, Rohan.
No, no, I'm asking the host. Sneha, can you make him the
Yes,
co-host?
Rohan. Yes, yes. It's done.
Thank you. Okay, I hope everyone can see my screen now.
Yes, sir. Visual.
Yes, sir.
Awesome,
Visual.
awesome. So please feel free if you please pause me anywhere you feel like something doesn't add up or something doesn't make sense. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so what is metaverse? Okay, and what I can tell you from the get go is metaverse is a completely different and new thing, and it is something that is going to revolutionize how we interact with each other, and how we feel things, how we see things, and hence the name metaverse. Okay, so we live in this particular reality where everything we feel, we can touch, we can see, you know uh, something which is meta or like a hidden is something that is hidden is called meta, and metaverse is nothing but ability to be in a realm where like we can see hidden things. or things which are not generally visible to the naked eyes. So this is going to be our eventual reality, and metaverse is like the starting point of this huge journey that we are going to take, where everything starts becoming a little more digital, a little more electronic, and it's going to impact how we look at things, how we perceive things, in the same way how we changed when we didn't used to have phones, and now it has taken a huge leap where everyone phone is like today's reality. Everyone needs a phone, and you cannot probably live without a phone. Even the government schemes and everything, they're only supported once you have a phone. Similarly, metaverse is going to add the next layer, or the next dimension into the way we interface and interact with things. Okay, so it is the journey through the ultimate virtual reality. So virtual reality is something which is the reality which has more layers, and which is digital. So it is the ultimate virtual reality where there will be multiple realities, and everything will be virtual, yet you can interact with them, feel with them, and you can probably use them. So that is what metaverse is. So in this slide, basically, I will actually go through each of these points, starting from what is metaverse, okay, and then we'll slightly move into the technology that goes behind metaverse and how we are planning. For any technology to actually grow and proliferate, it actually has to go through like a cycle. So let's take an example of AI, for example. Okay, so artificial intelligence actually started like during 1997, which is close to like uh, I mean like 27 years back, and it's in a stage right now where you can probably use it very well. But the seeds of it actually started from 1997. The development started happening, keep going for kept going forward, and there were small incremental changes. We could achieve a smaller milestone, like filtering out spams and everything in like the first iteration. After that, we could probably arrange a few sentences in a grammatical way. We can add new layer to like a word or new words to a sentence, and now we are in the stage where we have chat gpt, and chat gpt can do what a lot it's very close to what human intelligence is like. So maybe if it's not exactly there, it's very close to where it is. So at least it can talk to you in a way how a human would speak. Similarly, so when we talk about AI, what are the technology that went behind it? So it starts from like a Turing machine. So like the father of the computer is called Alan Turing, and he developed the first machine, or like he ideated the first machine. And slowly from there we had stochastic gradients, we had stochastic variables, we had different algorithms. We then had a time for neural networks, CNN, all those things. And finally, we are in a stage where we have GPTs. So all of these technologies grow and are also very revolutionary. So once like a layer develops, the previous layer kind of gets buried, and like people don't care about it. So we are at a very nascent stage where we are able to witness what exactly goes behind metaverse and how those applications are built. So this is an important point that I wanted to bring to this session, the technology that goes behind metaverse. And finally, I want to talk about the potential of metaverse. So I feel like when you have a technology at hand, we generally don't tend to see, or like our point of view is generally very narrow. It's generally the job of the creative people, I guess, amongst you, who can actually tell the technical folks what it is going to be like, how it can improve our lives, how it can help us. All those things, the potentials, are actually the work of the creative people. So we talk about the three dimension: what is the idea, what is the technology that goes behind it, and what are the potentials. So it's an amalgamation of three very different skills which each of one possesses, but we have it in like different scales. Okay, so let me start. So what is metaverse? So as I told you, the concept of metaverse has been around for decades. Just like artificial intelligence, the metaverse also has its root in like the 90s, where like the first headsets were getting developed. Google had a small project. They were studies that were getting conducted in Stanford. So in the 90s, the development was going on. We were looking at 360-degree images, 360-degree videos. All of those things were happening. However, the term metaverse came into existence only recently. So once Meta came up with the concept of metaverse, and mind you that there are a lot of companies, other companies, who are also challenging that. So Apple has its own way of looking at metaverse, and Google has its own way of looking at metaverse. So metaverse as a term evolved only right now. So I would say that around 2019 or 2020, where like the focus of Facebook became to go into like the entire metaverse. They wanted to develop products, they wanted to develop tools, everything related to metaverse. Their main focus on was on metaverse. And it's meant to be so, because metaverse is the only social social interaction. So Meta works in a lot of these social softwares. So be it Facebook, Instagram, they are the ones who are going to define or redefine what the interaction looks like. So as you can see, the gradual promotion of how we interact as well, from let's say like text messages to WhatsApp to Facebook, all those things, they are the front runners of how the interaction happens between different people. Okay, and all of these are happening digitally. So that's how the metaverse term came into existence. Okay, so metaverse in today's concept is any digital world which is interactive and immersive. So that is the term that Meta uses. That is the definition that Meta uses. So anything is a metaverse which is interactive and immersive. So if I can take a example, let's say that like chatting is not a very immersive experience, because like you don't actually get inside that environment, or you don't actually talk to people there. But in metaverse you can actually talk to people, and maybe I'll get into that in a little bit, a little later in the slides. But any world or any digital project or any digital product where you can immerse yourself and it can become your reality, that's what metaverse is. So it needs to be interactive and immersive. That's like two basic criteria that needs to be followed. Okay, so if I can probably like the end of the slide, I will ask you guys like what are the few example of metaverse that you think. But I'll just continue with the slide now. So metaverse, another important point is ki metaverse is not just a game or a simulation. So a lot of people definitely confuse it with a game or a simulation, which is far from the reality. So a game has always been like, if you see the if you see the I'm sorry, if you see the range of games that are there, the core objective or the core subject of these projects or like these products are basically to engage with customer, but there's no immersion there. So that is the key difference between a game and a metaverse. There's no social element attached to it, and even if there is, it's not immersive at all. So that's a gap between games and metaverse. Okay, in metaverse you can actually go inside a particular world and enjoy and experience those things, and those world needs to be developed by teams, product makers, all of those people. Okay, so it generally has like a lot of elements that are kind of get unnoticed in a normal product. So let's take for example, let's take a game like Angry Bird. Okay, so in Angry Bird, is it an immersive experience? Absolutely not, because you don't represent yourself at the very first. Secondly, is there any customization available for you based on what you need, what you require, based on your preferences and everything? Absolutely not. And it's not very interactive either. So like the interactions are very limited. You can only slide, drop, all those things. But like in a metaverse you can do a lot of interaction, which is generally possible in natural environment as well. So that is like the key difference between like application or like a game, for example, or and a metaverse. Even in something like WhatsApp, you cannot actually like interact. It's just a way to send messages. You can just type messages and then receive messages. There's no way to interact with each other, in definitely in a social setting. But even in a personal setting, there's no way to interact with the application itself. So it's not a world, it's not a metaverse, it's just an application, and the concept is entirely different. So there are a few more projects which are much closer to what a metaverse would look like. Some example would be I don't know how many of you guys. Okay, how many of you know PUBG? Maybe I can see a raise of hand. Uh, how many of you know PUBG? Okay, Abhishek. Okay, okay. Sai Sharan. Yes, I know. Okay, awesome. So I'm assuming that most of you know what PUBG looks like and what PUBG feels like, and I would definitely believe that these applications are more closer to reality, because the interaction that are available there, that you can run, you can hold things, you can interact with people. All those interactions are kind of closer to what a metaverse would look like, or what metaverse aims to become. While the other app seems to be like a utility applications, which only helps you in doing your task, nothing which can actually improve the experience or make it more engaging for like a customer. So a big portion of metaverse is also about how it feels and how you feel it. So there are a few elements which needs to be catered to, like physical, virtual. It needs to be physical, virtual, and those concepts needs to be adapted into metaverse. Okay, so if I can say PUBG is one of the examples which is close to metaverse, maybe I can, if any of you can give me one more example of an application or like a product which was very close to being like you travel to a different world altogether in that product. Maybe I can hear some answers.
GTA Online.
GTA Online, awesome, correct, Piyush. Any other applications? Have you guys heard of the term called virtual worlds? Godrej had like Second Life or something. There are a lot of projects like, yes, yes. Okay, I think Simran, uh, we are not able to hear you very well. Actually, maybe you can type in chat like what exactly you think is like a app which is close to metaverse.
Snapchat filters.
Snapchat filters. Interesting. Yes, that's a very good example. It is. I think like we'll delve deeper into the topic of what Snapchat filters are. Why do we consider them to be a part of metaverse? So yeah, good examples I would say. So GTA, anything which is there are a few apps nowadays. I am kind of blanking on the names, which are very popular. I think they are called. A lot of young folks play that game. It's online. Um there was a guy called Ninja who used to play it a lot. YouTuber. So something like that. That's a good example of what metaverse would look like. Okay.
Minecraft.
Minecraft. Very good. You can break things. You can make things there. Correct. Absolutely. Yeah. So these are a few terms which are more closer to what metaverse application wants to become and what it is right now. Okay. So going back to the slide. Okay, so now talking about the technology that goes behind metaverse. Okay, so the technology that goes behind metaverse is actually extracted, or like we have the developers of metaverse, initial metaverse products. They kind of had in mind what a virtual world would look like, and how would they imagine like a metaverse product to be looking like. So they had a lot of different ideas, but something that stopped them from developing those or like working on those was how realistic it is and how interactive it is. So the current technology that goes behind metaverse uses a lot of this virtual world building tools. You might have heard the terms such as Unity, Unreal. which are tools that are used to make three-dimensional projects where you can make your virtual world, and it has a whole life cycle where you develop models and then you use it inside Unity where you can make it more interactive. है ना? So all of those things come together that as a technology and as a stack to support and develop metaverse. Now when we talk about metaverse, and one thing that kind of separates it from like the example that you told me, that something like Minecraft or something like something like what I said, like or what someone said, GTA. What actually changes it is, and what is the key difference between like a metaverse product and a product which is like a game, still which is still a game, okay, is the technology, how we access it. So the early developers of metaverse products, they realize that when you play a game, it's generally a game, and you don't immerse yourself in a world. You are taking part in the world, but you don't immerse yourself in the world. There's always an escape, there's always a way out where you can actually, like, have, you still have control, and control would be a wrong word, but you still are living in the moment, which shouldn't be the case with virtual reality. So for that reason, the development took focus on a few interaction platforms, or like few interaction the ways to interact, or interactive technologies. So a few topics that came out, or like few subjects or few technologies that came out with that, was something like virtual reality and augmented reality. Okay, so apart from all of the work that goes behind building a world, 3D world, which is very close to the reality, are how we interact with it. So all these games are also using like a virtual world, but they're not interactive yet. So virtual reality takes that into account and actually tries to solve that problem, where you actually immerse yourself in the world by the use of a headset. So the headset basically blocks your vision from anywhere else and makes you go inside that world. So you don't hear what is going out and what is happening outside. You actually hear what is happening inside that virtual reality, and that makes for an immersive experience, that makes for a virtual world, that makes for a metaverse. It's a world where everything is digital. So that is the main crux behind this technologies, or the main aim why this technology was brought up. And similarly, in the similar track, while virtual reality was I'm sorry, while virtual reality was still getting developed, there was another parallel technology that was being worked upon, and that was called augmented reality. Now, these two terms, augmented reality and virtual reality, are kind of in a spectrum, and they're not opposite to each other. Okay, so virtual reality is something which is like where you can, so uh, virtual reality and augmented reality both are a concept inside a metaverse. It is the interaction layer, or the interaction feature of a metaverse application. It can be an augmented reality application, or it can be virtual reality application. But they are very diverse from each other. So the technology that goes behind them is also very diverse. So in virtual reality, while you get inside an environment, in augmented reality you actually paint your environment that you are currently living in. So I don't know if if you guys have heard of any augmented reality apps, and I will actually point it out to you guys again. Can you come up with like a few augmented reality application that you know, maybe like three three augmented reality application that you know of, or have you heard the word augmented reality? Have you used it? Do you still use it? Yes, Piyush.
I mean, Amazon has a feature nowadays where you can place some things like in your room.
Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. Correct. You are right. Okay, one more. I need one more volunteer to tell me an augmented reality app or augmented reality feature that they have used.
Cut.
Sorry?
Lens cut. We use the
Yes, absolutely. Correct. We use Lenskart as well now. It basically maps our face and
space.
suggests us lenses,
The
goggles, and frames.
yes,
Correct, correct. That's right. Anyone else? Any other volunteer? Tell me one more AR application.
That's a total number of
Total number of? I think we lost you, Sai Sharan. Like we couldn't hear the entire thing. Okay, any of you have been using Snapchat? Raise of hands, Snapchat? Yes, correct, correct. I'm sure a lot of you use Snapchat, and that's one of the AR application, augmented reality application. It scans your face, puts on a filter. It also scans your surrounding, and adds thing to it. So the meaning of augmented reality, or the word augmented means addition. So it's an addition to your reality. While virtual reality is taking you or transforming you or teleporting you into virtual world, augmented reality is adding to your reality. Okay, so those are the few examples of augmented reality app. And in the parallel, we have like a few virtual reality applications as well, and maybe I can give you a few example. Any of you have played Beat Saber here? Beat Saber? Okay. Any of you have used a headset maybe? Or have you all used the 360 degree YouTube videos? Have you seen 360-degree YouTube videos? Yes. Okay, Abhishek. Yes, Shweta. Awesome. Uh, okay, so someone has a question. Uh, Marketing, is it useful for me? Okay. The meeting is useful for whom? What kind of people? Okay, sure, Kamlesh. I will get to that. Okay, so we have a few questions that I think I missed. So, okay, I'll just give you a brief answers very quickly, and I would want you to probably be responsive and and answer. If I have any question, I'll ask you. Okay, so who is investing in it and the founder? Also, how will it work in India? Okay, very good question. Actually, who is investing? Actually, the enthusiasts, people who are visionaries, people who see new technologies and believe that they can create a change in our lives. Similar to people who are creating, like in the earlier times, people didn't used to have like a touch screen phone. So that technology was getting developed in the background. It was getting cooked, and people like like those people who are like, who should I put it? Company owners basically. So companies like Sony, HTC, all of them, their R&D teams are working in these topics, on these topics, to make it as a function for your phone or your other devices. Or they are probably seeing it as a new device that is going to come it, and probably going to revolutionize everything. So who is investing in it? A lot of people. Even the government is investing in it. So government, Meta, HTC, you take any company, Samsung, every big player, Reliance works on a lot of different things, but they also have their own headset. So everyone is putting their bets in it. There's no guarantee that it will be a success, but everyone is putting their bets in it. They believe in some ideology of it and how it is going to change, or maybe like improve our lives. So those are the people investing in it, and whoever makes a breakthrough, maybe it's Meta or maybe it's someone else, they will be the first movers, and they will actually occupy the biggest market. Okay, similarly, how like a lot of these technologies are very new, like OpenAI, for example. So they are the market leaders now. No one can touch them. Even if Google wants to make like a AI chatbot, no one can touch them, because they are so far ahead in the ball, in the curve. So that's the people. Those are the kind of people who are investing in it. Yeah, and even the government. So government takes up new initiatives and actually tries to uh, you know uh, uh, basically they try to push people to actually invest, develop all of these all different technologies. Yes, Kamlesh, I guess you have a question.
So actually, I just want to know that this training or this knowledge base is basically useful for the, we can say, the software developers or the tech guy who know the making the framework or the, I can say, my education days were, so they call kernel work or kernel work kind of. So this is base kind of the work. Is it right?
Kernel work. Sorry, I didn't get your question entirely. Maybe you can repeat yourself. Yes.
I mean to say that as of now, I am working as a marketing in the
Okay.
digital marketing, in the offline marketing. So I
Okay.
think this making it is good for the coder or developers or software developers. Am I right?
Hmm.
So
Not.
that because actually I just want to know that I understand the things, but
Hmm.
actually I don't think so that this is good useful for me.
Okay. 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 All right. I have a. I mean, I have a question back for you, and I would like to. I would like for you to think about it. Let's see. So you work in marketing, right? Am I right?
Yes,
Uh,
yes, 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 yes.
yes. And digital marketing. Okay. So
Hmm.
what are the channels that you generally use for like doing your digital marketing?
Mainly Facebook and Instagram. Mainly
Facebook.
these are the main channels.
Right, right, right. So, can I say, Kamlesh, that all of these Facebook and Instagram, they let you put out contents basically, right? They let you put out like texts or like
Yeah,
posts or pictures
videos
or
and
videos.
stuff.
Correct, right? Similarly, like when you call like a certain thing as a concept or like or not concept, but let's say you call it a creative. So you have like pictures. You have in a broader sense, the media is like a text, video, or it's a picture, or it's a music, audio. All of these are kind of old old media tools, or not media tools but old medias. So you see TV
Hmm.
or anything, they are just video, they're videos and audios.
Yeah,
Those are the
yes.
tools that are used in marketing. But going forward, it's not going to be, I'm not going to say that it's going to be completely eradicated, but the type of content that you see is going to be very different. So I will just tell you an example. So have you heard of the brand called, so let's take Snapchat, for example. Snapchat has a lot
Hmm.
of paid collaboration with Lakme. So Lakme, if you put out a marketing video for Lakme, okay, does it have the same kind of appeal if you actually let the people try it? I mean, if I can compare between these two examples, if you let people try it and use it, will it have the same kind of impact if you just probably post a video about it?
No, obviously, AI works help us, and AR also help to create the thoughts and, we can say, the consumer mindset, change the consumer mindset.
Absolutely. Exactly. So consider it as a new media, Kamlesh. I consider it as a new media. So when you have like
Mm.
videos, images, audio, musics in your tool, in your arsenal to send out a particular message, take virtual reality applications or like virtual reality interactions also as a media where you can do a lot of things. You don't have to just do videos, or like it shouldn't be a video. You can actually let the users feel it, experience the product. That's something that has been devoid of like the public for a long time. So the sample culture has begun only now, and this is like the perfect opportunity for people, for especially for uh, digital digital product owners, to actually bring products to their customer directly. So that's my answer for it. But yeah, that's what I think, and I would love to hear your opinion as well about this.
Obviously, because actually I just the queries about that the session is running good, but I thought that this was some business strategies, or we can say the marketing strategy, but this was a core software, or we can say the embedded software development strategy, or we can say the process
Right, right.
strategy,
So
right?
the reason for that is, Kamlesh, that the technology is still evolving. So when we have
Hmm.
technologies which are still evolving, you would always have those technical questions, technical abilities, or like the technical know-hows to be answered, and once a technology is completely evolved, like how you can send a picture now, then you don't have to discuss how you create a picture or anything like that. So that's why it has multiple layers now. Yeah. Maybe like the technology layer is a little bigger, and the other things like the creative aspect is a little smaller, but it contains all of these elements. So if you like, technology is only like one aspect of it. It's going to have like a big use case in the creative industry as well. So that's my answer.
Okay.
Awesome. uh okay, so we also have, okay, awesome. So I'll continue with the session. Okay. We discussed a few projects or products which are based on, okay, I think we were still discussing that there are a few products which are based made for augmented reality, or which utilize augmented reality, and a few which utilize virtual reality. Okay. So some example of augmented reality would be like exactly like Snapchat, Lenscard, all of those things. Okay. And some example of virtual reality technologies would be Beat Saber. Okay. Beat Saber is like one example. Another example would be the 360 YouTube VR, where you can actually see a VR video in 360 degrees. Okay. And we have a lot of examples. Okay. A lot of these Indian film industry or Indian films are developing 360-degree videos, or like VR videos, VR movies. So those are the kind of application that are being built, or those are the kind of products that are being built in virtual reality or augmented reality, or they're using virtual reality and augmented reality and being developed in the metaverse. Okay. So moving on. Okay, so I'll go on a slight bit of a dive here again in the technology. I told you like metaverse is made up of multiple layers. So there's a networking layer, there's an interaction layer, there's a hardware layer. Okay, and all of those layers come later. But one of the most important things which is required for metaverse is actually building worlds or virtual worlds, for which you require tools such as 3D modeling tools, and 3D modeling tools, 3D development tools. So some example of it would be like Blender. So Blender is a tool which can actually make where you can actually make like 3D objects. So if you have a product, let's say, let's say that you have a watch. uh, all of those watch needs to be previously like they when they are getting made, there needs to be a 3D model of it. And those 3D models actually gets developed in like softwares like Blender, Max, uh, all of these softwares. And the interaction is actually programmed inside engines like Unity and Unreal, which are actually used to develop games. They were previously used to develop games, but now they're also equipped with handling virtual reality application and augmented reality applications. So that is the technology that goes behind metaverse. Okay. Now coming to the potential of metaverse. Okay. So as you can see, metaverse has a lot of potential, and I was mentioning this earlier that metaverse, imagine metaverse as a new media. So while you have generally been using technologies like images, PDFs, documents, texts, or videos, metaverse is a dimension different altogether, where you can not only like, with the help of virtual reality applications, and we are thinking of it as an application right now, and it later probably will be like a file or something like that. Maybe with the help of these media, you can actually make the customer experience something, and you can control a lot of things that the customer goes through. You can control how he is feeling, how the temperature is around, not the temperature, but how the colors are around him, the mood that he has, the outlook that he would have. A lot of these things can be controlled inside the metaverse. So that is only one part of the metaverse, where we think about metaverse as a media. Apart from that, there are other ways as well. We can also think of metaverse as a social networking tool, where like while we used to have something like WhatsApps and Facebooks where we just put texts and messages, here we can probably get inside a world and maybe talk to someone far away, very far away, and we can probably like shake their hands, do a certain activity together, probably talk to your so there's a new concept that is being developed, which is like corporate VR. So in corporate VR, you go to the office in Metaverse, you do all your work in Metaverse, and you send your reports, you get the results. Everything is in Metaverse. And why would people choose Metaverse over like normal working? First is that it gives you the liberty to work from anywhere that you want, and secondly, more importantly, it's as good as natural. Like when you move your hands, you can also move your hands inside the virtual world. When you want to speak something, you can also speak that in front of your colleagues, or if you want to speak in front of your boss, you can actually do that. So it is also a social networking tool which people can use. And thirdly, it is going to be a tool in general as well, where you can access a lot of these things where like it used to be so difficult for us to maybe if I want to pull up like a PDF file, or like an image from my gallery, it takes so much time. You have to crawl, you have to scroll, you have to select all of those things. But with the help of Metaverse, you can have like a 360-degree views. You can select a particular things, you can see it in like full view, and you have like you have more space. Instead of just a 5-inch box, you have the entire world around you to explore, arrange and set. So that is another way that how Metaverse that is one of the way that Metaverse can have like a huge potential for general public. One more example that I would like to share is like we had like this COVID just like a past couple of years, right? And a lot of these education or the education tools that we use for like collaborating or like studying together, like Zoom and everything, they're very restrictive, and they don't actually give you a feel of actually sitting inside a school or actually learning something. With the help of Metaverse, you can actually recreate your class or whatever you are trying to learn inside a Metaverse. We can actually have this meeting inside a Metaverse, and we can interact with each other, we can ask questions, we can talk to each other without like anyone else getting to know what we are talking about. So all of those things, it's almost like a new reality, where you can do almost anything. There's no limit. So Metaverse as a concept has a lot of features. And coming back to what uh, sorry, Kamlesh was saying, we see that here is where the creative minds actually take part, and where they get developed. The use cases are, I'm sure the use cases are unlimited, and we just need to find the right places where we actually use it and where we actually utilize it correctly. And it shouldn't be just like a tool, an additional tool. So that is one thing that is like a question or like a point that I would like to put it back to the group. So that is one thing. Okay. So any doubts, anyone so far as of now? Okay. Um, I'll probably wait for like 2 minutes, and
Yeah,
then I just give you. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
yeah, Aisha, thank you. I think we're just closing the session now, but a very insightful session. Thank you so much. And I'm really hoping we can hear out more questions from the audience. If at all there are any questions, please feel free to unmute yourself and ask your questions. Also, put out
Yes.
a feedback form on the chat box. Please feel free to put your feedback there, which will help us improve our sessions. And also a link to Apna Exclusives, where you'll find the recording of this session and also recordings of other sessions that has happened over the last month. So please feel free to access the link and the feedback form. And meanwhile, we can wait for a couple of minutes to see if there are any other questions.
Right. please feel free, and please, there's no wrong questions or anything like that. Even if you think that the question is a little, why do we need metaverse, why is it needed, it doesn't have any benefit, I'd love to explore those questions as well. So or I would like you to explore those questions as well. So please feel free, there's no limit. Please feel free.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, hi
Hello.
Abhishek.
Sir, actually, I have a question regarding, is there any free resources like we could learn this, like modeling the things and creating the metaverse? Any
Yes,
free resources you recommend to learn this metaverse like that?
right. Okay, so Abhishek, if you're interested, and if you're interested to learn more about these tools and how to develop things, there are a lot of free tools available. And as I told you, like, a lot of people are actually, like, giving their energy and giving their work to this. So there are few tools called as Unity. I'll just write it in the messages box below. Uh, Something like Unity, Unreal. These are being used for developing the interactions, and for developing 3D worlds we are using Blender, Max, etc. These kind of tools. There are a lot of layers that goes inside it, but these are the tools, that these are the free resources that people have, and that's how they are developing these applications.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Another point, everyone in the call, like, if we have the next section, like some probably like in some week or something, what we'll do is I'll actually walk you through like a metaverse application, metaverse game, in fact, and we'll just play for like a good 5-10 minutes, and we'll try to understand how it is developed, and how can it be used in all of those different dimensions. We'll try to probably explore it. So that's what we are going to have probably in the next sessions.
Hello, sir. This side Arvind Kumar.
Right. Hi, Arvind. How are you?
Uh, sir, sir, speak in Hindi.
Sure, sure. Please.
Okay. सर मैं इस प्लेटफॉर्म के बारे में कुछ नहीं जानता, लेकिन जैसे
Okay.
आपने जो भी बताया तो
हाँ.
मुझे थोड़ा बहुत टेक्नोलॉजी जैसे 360 अपना यूट्यूब वगैरह ये आप चीजें आपने बताई थी। तो ये
Correct.
क्या
Correct.
मतलब मुझे मुझे क्या करना होगा इसमें, कैसे काम करना होगा, क्या है ये चीज, तो थोड़ा सा गाइड कर देंगे क्या?
श्योर श्योर। सो मे बी अरविंद, क्या हो रहा है कि आप ना, मतलब एग्जांपल्स आपको शायद करेक्ट वाले मेरे को लग रहा है कि आपने बहुत अच्छे देखे नहीं है, तो मे बी इसलिए आपको लग रहा है कि क्या बनता है इससे करके। सो मैं एक वीडियो दिखा देता हूँ आप लोग को, मैं एक वीडियो शेयर कर दूंगा इस ग्रुप के साथ, है ना, और उससे
ओके।
आपको पता चलेगा कि एक्चुअली होता क्या है ये। ओके, सो उससे आइडिया चलेगा कि बनता क्या है इसमें, और क्या होता है बेसिकली। सो मैं एक वीडियो जो दिखाऊंगा आपको, वो है बीट
Your
सेवर।
voice is breaking.
सॉरी,
Your voice is breaking.
it's breaking.
नो नो नो, यस सर, आप ऑडिबल आप।
Yes,
No, no, please
that's
go ahead. I think there's a problem with the other person's end. Please go ahead.
Okay, okay, no problem. So I just can you guys see my screen, by the way? Yeah, right. So
नो नो सर।
applications. No, you cannot. Okay, let me just reshare
यस
it.
सर, विजुअल विजुअल सर।
Visible. Okay, okay. So let me just share it with you, how it looks like and how people use this application. So it looks something like this. You go in a virtual environment, or maybe I can show you something better. So this is the player that is playing the game, and this is what he's seeing inside the game. So this is what he's seeing, that he has a gun and he has a person that he's shooting. So it's a very interesting play. So this person cannot see anything inside in his world. So this is a virtual reality application that I was showing. Okay. And similarly, there are other like augmented reality applications. These all of these technologies are called metaverse. So metaverse technology includes virtual reality technology, augmented reality, and it has like different layers. Like you develop 3D models, you make gameplays, you make turn it into a VR experience. So all of those things come in. uh, I hope like I could answer your question.
Sir, one more question.
Got it, sir. Got it.
Okay, awesome.
Hello.
Yes, yeah, Abhishek, sure.
If we get hired as a fresher in this metaverse kind of thing, what
Hmm.
kind of salary we can expect, like
Okay.
range between?
Okay, so as a fresher, Abhishek, you can so there are different roles that one can take inside working in the metaverse industry. So it can be someone like a programmer. Okay, someone can be a programmer. They can be a 3D modeler. They can be a texture creator. They can be a props creator. They can be a project manager. And all of those skills are like very important to development of experiences like this. Okay, so it kind of depends on what kind of role it is. Okay, with uh, like someone like an artist, and a 3D artist starts from like a, there are a lot of 3D artists available in the market. So like the salary starts fairly low, which is like same 3 lakhs or 3 to 4 lakhs. But if you're a programmer, you are generally like, if you are specialized in VR, then you are like one notch above everyone else. So that's a specialized skill that you have. So your salary would be anything between 4 to 5 or 5 to 6. So 4 to 6 would be the range. And if you're a project manager, if you're a product developer, your salary would be like even more. So like 6 to 8, and like product developer would be 8 to 10. And as you gain experiences, if you become like a great artist, then like everyone gets paid almost equally. There are artists who work for like Disney, Facebook, Meta, and a lot of these big studios like Rockstar Studios, who makes GTA, Ubisoft, and they earn a very good salary, like 20 lakhs. But that requires a lot of experience. It's a very experiential, journey for artists. But for developers, like it's much easier because you just need skills, something like that.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Cleared up.
Thank you, Abhishek. Anyone else? Any question?
Awesome. Thank you, Aisha. Thank you for the session, and thank you for taking out the extra time for answering the questions. So we'll catch up everyone tomorrow with another session. And until then, it's everyone
Yes.
signing off. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. And I have shared my name for everyone who wants to follow me on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is where I'm most active, so you can probably like find me there.
See you guys. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.